Hey everybody, I hope you're having a great day. Okay, so there's going to be 3 different favorites videos this month. I decided to do a different format where I separated the categories. So I have a food favorites video that I'm not sure which will be up first, but I'm going to have a food favorites video, movies that I've been watching this month, and that's what this one is, movies that I've been watching this month. Now, for movies that I've been watching this month, it could be rediscovered favorites, stuff that, there are those that I watch every single year, and I know I love them, but some people have never seen them. So, and I have a pretty good movie collection. And this would include Netflix. When I get back Netflix, there'll be Netflix movies in it, or borrowed movies, or movies that I have, whatever. Anyway, and then there's going to be the usual beauty favorites video. My intention was to have a books I've read this month so that we could have a book chat, but I have not touched my book all month. I've been that busy. So anyway, here are the movies that I've been watching this month. I've only watched 5. I really have been trying to spread things out with the new job and trying to get things situated. So in no particular order, I actually watched this yesterday. This is the original, Nightmare on Elm Street. This is the one with Heather Langenkamp, Johnny Depp, his first movie, and Robert Englund, of course. This is a Wes Craven film. I actually hate the remake. I think the remake is crap, and they cuss way too much, and it's like a 12-year-old wrote it and said the same word all the way through. I always say I don't like the language, but I understand that not everybody thinks like me, and I think that even with the cheesiness, this is still far superior. So if you have not seen the original classic Nightmare on Elm Street, I recommend you check that out. I think that you will definitely enjoy it. Okay, so the next thing I watched was Halloween Town High, which is a Disney Channel original movie, and it's from a series. This is the 3rd in the Halloween Town series. It has Debbie Reynolds, and if you watched High School Musical, that's Lucas Grabeel. He is one of the kids from Halloween Town High. He's actually one of the monsters. And the whole point of this is Marnie, which is this young lady right here, convinces the Halloween Town Council that we don't need to be segregated. They need to be integrated into regular life. And, of course, something bad goes wrong because there's always somebody that doesn't want everything to work out. Very good movie. Absolutely amazing. Definitely check that out. The next thing I watched was the first 2 Scream movies. The first 2 Scream movies. Now, I, of course, love the first one. It is my all-time favorite. It's one of those amazing quotables. Love it, love it, love it. But yes, there were parts of this that I really liked. I especially love Courtney Cox's hair because she had black hair with the red, I call them now you see them, now you don't streaks. They were like their own star of the movie for me. And I, of course, loved Sydney's hair because I love short haircuts. But these are also Wes Craven. I have a thing for Wes Craven movies. But these are amazing. If you haven't watched Scream, I can't imagine if you're into scary movies at all that you haven't. But if you haven't watched Scream, they're amazing. I don't want to tell you too much because, of course, if you haven't seen them, I might, give away important things. But these are almost like the anti-scary movie. One of my favorite scenes in the movie is when the killer calls Sydney, which is this chick right here. That's Neve Campbell. And he says, and of course she thinks this is her friend. She doesn't know that it's the killer. And he was like, do you like scary movies? And she says, I don't watch that stuff. And he says, why, too scared? And she says, no, because it's always the same. It's some big-breasted girl running upstairs when she, big-breasted girl who can't act running up the stairs when she should be running out the front door. It's insulting. And I was like, yeah. And then, of course, when she realizes who it is, and she thinks she does, and then then she says, oh, it's just my friend again. But she goes outside. She goes out the front door. She doesn't run up the stairs or anything. She runs out the front door, and she says, so you can see me right now, right? And he says, yeah, I can. And so she sticks her finger up her nose and says, so what am I doing? And she turns around and goes, what am I doing? It's hilarious. It's totally something that I would do. The last thing that I watched this month was Wizards of Waverly Place, the movie. I am obsessed with the TV show. And when they came out with this, it's also a Disney original. When they came out with this, I was like, oh, heck yeah. And it's really, really, really well written. The basic premise of the story is Alex is fighting with her mom, and she basically says, I wish you guys never met. And then they haven't. And the whole point of the story is these kids getting together and finding a way to get mom and dad back together. So it's pretty stankin' awesome. So, those are the movies that I have been watching this month. Obviously, I loved them all. If there was anything that I didn't like, I'd tell you that too. But you guys have a great one. Bye now.